I'm Mr. MegaManFan. This is the PC Engine Files, and you're looking at Coryoon, Child of Dragon. Although every time I say the title Coryoon, I hear the voice of Yahtzee Croshaw from The Escapist in my head saying core gameplay. More like core blimey, what a piece of shit. So I'm not doing a British accent for that. I don't want to do an insult to him, but you get the idea. Coryoon is a shoot 'em up made by Soft, which is a publisher of a lot of shoot 'em ups for the PC Engine / TurboGrafx 16. And Naxat, by the way, is the anagram of Taxon, which is the parent company. Soft was their publishing and developing wing for console gaming, and most of their console games seem to be on PC Engine. And this one is one of the more infamously expensive ones. It is not Magical Chase expensive, but it definitely is going to put a hurtin' on your wallet if you're looking for it, because right now it's going from anywhere between $300 and $500 on eBay, which is why I am unapologetically encouraging you to play this one in emulation or through your Super SD System 3 as opposed to buying a physical copy, because the prices are ludicrous, and even worse, at this price, counterfeiting becomes a serious concern, because people will go out of their way to make a fake, authentic-looking reproduction of something that costs them like anywhere from $5 to $15 in materials if they can get that much of a return on the sale. So I'm not saying any of the ones currently available on eBay as I'm recording this are fakes. I think I could look at one of them and wonder, since it doesn't have a label on it, and that's an automatic red flag in my book. But they could all be genuine, and then again, they could all be fake. I mean, again, when you're talking about hundreds of dollars, it's a real concern. But why are you saying is this game so expensive and so sought after? Well, Giant Bomb has a few answers as regards that subject. They say it was developed by the same people who worked on Air Zonk, and it can be considered a, quote, spiritual successor, unquote, to that game, although they actually rate it as a better game. I think they might have a point there. I feel like this is a very easily accessible, fun, borderline cute 'em up, if not outright cute 'em up, shoot 'em up game, because this little dragon is just absolutely adorable, and the power-ups that he collects do very cute things like giving him fire breath or electricity, and the fruits that he collects are, I don't know, it just gives it kind of like a Fruit Ninja shoot 'em up feel. It's very whimsical, and as they note, it's a little bit on the easy side, because if you're very judicious about collecting all of the fruits, you rack up extra lives quite quickly because you get big bonuses. They suspect that this game was made with a younger audience in mind, but I wouldn't say it's without challenge, because boy, that first gameplay that you saw while I was introducing it and talking about what it sells for, you could see I was getting completely lost in the number of things that are on the screen at any one time. Not that the PC Engine / TurboGrafx can't handle that many objects on the screen, it can, and that's why shoot 'em ups are so great on this particular system. It's just a little overwhelming to the eyes, especially with the parallax scrolling background going on at the exact same time. It really can throw you for a loop trying to keep track of all the different things going on, and which ones are things you should collect and which ones are things you should avoid. And it takes several playthroughs. As you can see, I'm doing better on my second run, but it's still very taxing, no pun intended on taxing, just to get the hang of it and get used to the number of things going on at any one time. And the power-ups are also something that you have to learn to adjust to as you play, because the power-ups that the storks drop are color-coded, and which one you get is which one you get the power for. If you get a red one, you get fire. If you get a blue one, you get a water attack that functions like a laser. If you get the yellow one, which I actually like the best but seem to have a hard time coming up with, you get a spread attack, and it shoots little lightning bolts. And whenever you get hit, you lose whatever weapon you collected immediately. doesn't kill you immediately, but you get depowered. So it can be kind of frustrating with that many things on the screen, and then you get a great power up and then you immediately lose it because there's so much going on that you get hit without even intending to. And one of the power-ups also seems to make your tiny dragon even tinier. You go into a tiny mode where you're smaller than everything on the screen, like you see it right there. That might actually make it easier to dodge some of the enemies, but I actually find it harder because it's harder to keep track of Coryoon when he's so much smaller that I feel like I'm gonna fly into things even though I could probably dodge things a little more easily. It's a 50-50 proposition. Maybe it's better, maybe it's worse. It's so hard to say, but this is an incredibly fun shoot 'em up to play, which is why it's become such a legendary PC Engine title. It's at that unique nexus point of not having been released here, which makes it more interesting to people, and being totally adorable, which makes it more interesting to people, and being a really good shoot 'em up with a really good development team behind it, with very big colorful graphics and very well done layouts and designs in the enemies and the bosses. I mean, just look at these Pegasus ponies that are shooting lasers. If you can't laugh at that and have a good time doing this kind of thing on a PC Engine or a TurboGrafx or through an emulator or through a Super SD, I don't know what to tell you, because this is just stupid fun, man. It's right up there with some of the best games that are on this system, which unfortunately just increases the overall cost. So by all means, use an EverDrive or something, because I can't justify paying $300 to $500 for one game. If you're a super hardcore, dare I say even an otaku, even though that word is not always flattering, but maybe in this case it would really fit, because you have to be somebody that just absolutely is obsessed with Japan, just has to have everything in one set that comes from Japan. And if you're that kind of person with anime or PC Engine games or whatever, this would be one that you'd be like, I'm a completist, I just gotta have Coryoon. It's that kind of game. But otherwise, for slightly more rational people, I would suggest emulation, EverDrive, SD card, whatever you can do, because it is stupid expensive. It's also stupid fun though, so maybe if you hit the lottery or have an inheritance and you just really want a copy that bad, what can I tell you? I can't say you won't get some play value out of it. Maybe, just maybe, you'd get lucky and find one at an import shop that somebody didn't price correctly, and if you saw it for like $25 instead of $300, at that point, how could you not get Coryoon? Except, of course, if you thought it was counterfeit, because at $25, it just might be. It could be the opposite extreme of, if it's either too cheap or too expensive, it might be bootleg. I'm Mr. MegaManFan. Thanks for watching.